you've ever felt that cooking dinner every night was a never-ending task, you are not alone. And inside this warehouse is proof that many, many hands are involved in getting tea on the table.
We handle 250 tonnes of fruit and veg every week through this facility. We get that from a network of suppliers.
This is the new distribution centre for the Australian arm of German-owned HelloFresh, about 30 kilometres west of Sydney. It's big and busy, and an insight into the scale of the meal kit movement that swept the country and the world over the past decade and a half.
Certainly time poorness is factoring into the attractiveness of meal kits. The fact that you, one, don't need to think about what you're going to order and cook, but also not spend that time shopping is a huge benefit of meal kits.
As well as that convenience for customers, they're also touted as cost-effective and helpful in reducing food waste. So do these claims stack up? And for the people growing the food that makes its way into these boxes and then onto our doorsteps, how is the billion-dollar meal kit industry benefiting them?
We commit to our suppliers once our customers have committed to us, so we take delivery of just what we require.
We're making money all the time. It's not up and down. You've got the security.
Winter is arguably the busiest time of year for these young farmers. Jason Gatt and Luke DePoli run the farming operation Sunripe. They're checking their crops on one of their 25 farms in and around Bundaberg.
Just coming out, isn't it?
Where they're growing zucchinis, capsicums and their mainline tomatoes.
So cherries and mini Roma tomatoes, our output's about 25,000 trays a week, so that's like close to 450,000 punnets every week, and we aim to do that 52 weeks of the year. Large tomatoes and Roma tomatoes is more like around 50 to 100 tonnes a week.
A lot of logistics goes into turning out that amount of produce constantly, not to mention plenty of manpower. The pack shed alone employs around 100 people. Then there's everyone involved in growing and picking the produce.
Probably about 35, 40 of us outside. That's just field workers and operators. On top of that, in the busy time of the year, you got like 200 pickers out here as well. So you got truck drivers running fruit to the shed, forklift operators, spray operators. Yeah, it's just a lot going on all the time.
Luke and Jason joined forces a few years back. Both men grew up in Bundaberg and were raised in farming families. Back then, they mainly grew tomatoes. But for the next generation, the focus has expanded. Along with the crops they're producing, the pair are also growing their company. And they've set out to do things differently. Unlike many others in horticulture, Sunripe does not typically engage wholesale marketers. Instead, they sell direct to the major supermarkets, to providors, and to meal kit companies like HelloFresh.
We decided that we wanted to be direct to the customer. We're a youthful company, and having someone in the middle was just never going to work. So it's great having the direct relationship with the buyers.
Practically, when it comes to catering their crops to supply direct, Luke DePoli says the setup offers some significant advantages. One of those benefits when it comes to meal kit companies is flexibility. While the produce does still have to meet key specifications, they're nowhere near as strict as those demanded by the supermarkets.
So if it's a capsicum, they'll take a half red and a half green one, mid-ripening stage. Cherry tomatoes, they'll take small cherry tomatoes, they'll take large cherry tomatoes. It gives us more flexibility and making sure that we're not battling for supply for the same spec for the same customer.
But perhaps the main difference for growers supplying meal kit companies is that contracts are secured with fixed pricing, generally for 12-month periods. So once the price is negotiated, it's set no matter the market fluctuations. And while that might seem like if the market price rises high, the farmer misses out, what it's really about is playing the long game. Take tomatoes, for example. In the past few months, they've been in short supply across the country, pushing prices as high as $100 a box.
Like, haven't seen it since Cyclone Debbie, 2017 that was, so nearly 10 years since we've seen those prices. But we've got set pricing, and the guys with set pricing, we supply them first.
Honouring those fixed-term contracts may mean in situations like this, growers aren't able to take advantage of those really high prices. But there's always a bigger picture to consider.
Everyone likes to talk about how dear they are, but no one's got any volume to make the money. If I get 10,000 boxes out of the paddock behind us, where, you know, it might cost me, say, $1 a box, if I only get 1,000 boxes, then it's cost me $10.
Luke says Sunripe has no regrets about its arrangement to lock in prices, including those with meal kit companies.
We do a considerable volume with HelloFresh across all lines. We're not here to make an extra $10 tomorrow. We're here to make, you know, an extra couple of dollars all year round.
They have had to plan their farming to suit that arrangement, though, and that's no small thing. It's included both buying and leasing more land to spread their risk across multiple farms in different locations across the region.
We've made some really big and potentially dangerous decisions over the last few years while we've been growing, but at the same time we need to take those risks in order to grow our business.
Farming like this is also relentless. To successfully turn out high-quality produce 52 weeks of the year means there's no such thing as an off-season.
Full steam, still planting, picking and still preparation. We plant all year round, so it just sort of doesn't stop.
That consistency and their scale is what's allowed Sunripe to find success supplying companies like HelloFresh directly. With 250,000 tonnes of fruit and veg coming and going from the distribution centres each week, they need to have high-quality suppliers that they can count on.
The connections we have with our growers are hugely important. In order to make sure that we're getting sufficient volumes, we want to have long-standing relationships with our suppliers so that they understand just what our needs are and are able to supply us in time with the right quality ingredients.
This is a Sunripe from Bundaberg. We've been working with them for 3.5 years or so. We get our tomatoes from them. We also get zucchinis and capsicum, and they're certainly one of the... we've got a very strong collaborative relationship with them in terms of planning the growing and the crops that we need from them, and 2-3 month forecast.
Do you get a kick out of seeing some of the local growers or producers that you're able to source from?
Oh yeah, I get a kick out of all of it. I mean, as I keep saying, I grew up on the land and just seeing all this food in the supply chain, the way that it comes in here and it's, you know, en masse and then gets put into the right bag, and then when you see the boxes zipping along, I love everything about it.
The moving parts behind making millions of meals per week are staggering, as are the timeframes in which they're made. What's kind of the turnaround time from when you're going to get things in, get it prepped and packed, and it's getting back out the door?
So this could be coming in and leaving within 6 hours. So we get it gets quality assessed by our QA team, it gets packed into the bag goes into the box onto the right pallet, onto the right truck, and then delivered to the right doorstep. It can happen very, very quickly.
There's also the opportunity to reduce food waste.
Essentially, every carrot in our supply chain has someone's name on it and an intended use. And with that, we're able to ensure freshness, really reduce waste, and make sure that we're able to pass on like a really efficient kind of cost to our customers.
Alongside make-it-yourself dinner kits, ready-made meal offerings are also growing, both in terms of sales in supermarkets and via home delivery. Sydney-based food service The Dinner Ladies specialises in home-style cooking at scale.
So we're currently producing over 40,000 meals a week and growing. Yeah, that's about triple to only a few years ago, which has been in line with our revenue, also about tripling in the last few years.
These are looking pretty good. Nice consistency.
Joshua Guild is head of planning at The Dinner Ladies. Previously their head chef, he now manages the company's supply arrangements, making and maintaining relationships with producers to ensure they have what's needed to keep things ticking over.
You know, we can really take away all the noise of the layers of wholesalers, and we can really focus and understand what makes the business run for them and for us.
One fairly constant on the Dinner Ladies menu is free-range duck. It's sourced from Luke Winder's nearby farm, Tathra Place. Luke says the arrangement to go direct from his farm to the Dinner Ladies has proven mutually beneficial.
They're getting their margin and I'm getting mine, and there's no one in between, and it's fantastic.
We braise the ducks, we marinate them, then we do some roasted onions. We've got some beautiful light cheese. We make this really nice red curry sauce, and then we bring it all together, and when the customer bakes it for the first time, it just reduces that red curry sauce down and becomes this really nice dish.
What scale are you able to then purchase duck from these guys?
So we're able to get, for this particular dish, we've forecasted 300 per week for the next 6 weeks.
Luke's ducks aren't only required for a one-off dish either. They're used in a rotating menu of meals.
So we try and waste nothing. We get the bones and we make beautiful duck stock as well, and that's the basis to build on our rich gravy that we have for Christmas as well. And then duck confit, of course, and duck sausage rolls. I mean, the list goes on.
Dishing up duck for the Dinner Ladies has helped Luke grow and scale his farm significantly. Not only because it's a sizable arrangement, but also because it's afforded him the security of a reliable paycheck.
It's the bloodline of our company, really. Those big, consistent customers that are just week in, week out are the pivotal.
Making the decision to grow a business bigger year after year isn't something done lightly. That's certainly been the case for the team behind Sunripe in Bundaberg.
Outlay in equipment start with just for the farm itself. Outlay from when you first work the ground up, for leasing the ground, to working the ground up, to planting it, and then that time factor before you get to pick it again. The weather can play a big role in that too. And yeah, like just the sheer investment of it all.
And like all Australian businesses, the cost of labour is an ever-increasing struggle. And when you employ as many people as this operation does, it has a huge impact on your bottom line.
It's our single biggest cost, but everything in general that we need to worry about is increasing in price. So we need to be creative in the ways that we manage that.
That creativity has seen them investing heavily in some seriously high-end automation. From cameras inspecting the inside of capsicums to some incredibly efficient punnet packing. This machine can turn out 150 punnets of snacking tomatoes per minute.
Some of our machines are very valuable, and some of them are the first of their kind in the world. I don't think you can move forward in our business without investing in this type of equipment.
Just how big the business of outsourcing dinner may grow is anybody's guess.
We've got plans to more than double the business again in the next few years, looking to produce upwards of 80 to 100,000 meals per week. There's a lot of benefits through these relationships, and I think it's definitely a strategy for us moving forward that we would like to partner with as many farmers or many suppliers direct as we continue to grow.
For the farmers behind the scenes, it's a great time to be in the box seat.